Hello everybody, today I want us to discuss 5 crucial archaeological discoveries that are related to the Bible. This video is inspired by an article adopted from the ESV Archaeological study. Without wasting further time, let's get started. At number 1, Lachish letters. In the 1930s, J.L. Stuckey excavated the site of Lachish. Here, he discovered a layer of debris heavily destroyed and burned with fire at the hands of the Babylonians under King Nebuchadnezzar in 589 or 588 BC. Stuckey unearthed 18 ostraca in the burnt debris of a guard room between the inner and outer gates of the city. An ostraca is an inscription written in ink or pottery shards. Most of the ostraca were correspondence, although a few were lists of names. The contents of the ostraca were fragmentary, and only a third of them are sufficiently preserved to be intelligible. The date of the ostraca is generally immediately prior to the destruction of Lachish by the Babylonians. A number of the letters are written by a man named Hoshea to a military commander named Yaosh. The common interpretation is that Hoshea was a commander of a fortress outside Lachish, written to Yaosh, the commander of Lachish. Other commentators believe Hoshea was the military chief of Lachish, and Yaosh, a high official in Jerusalem. One of the letters closes with the statement, "Let thy Lord know that we are watching for the signals of Lachish, according to all the indications which my Lord hath given, for we cannot see Azekah." Hoshea was referring to signal fires from one Judean city to another, and the content appears to be the Babylonian assault soon to come. At number 2, Epic of Gilgamesh. In 1872, George Smith announced he had discovered an Assyrian account of a flood among tablets stored in the British Museum from excavations of mid-7th century BC Nineveh, called the Epic of Gilgamesh. The story comprises 12 tablets, with one tablet containing a tale of a great deluge. The hero of the flood, a man named Utnapishtim, relates an episode to Gilgamesh. He explained how the gods, Ea, warned him about an approaching judgment and told him to build a boat to save his life from the watery onslaught. As the tale unfolds, the epic in some respect is nearly identical to the biblical narrative of Noah in Genesis chapter 6 to 9. This discovery created quite a stir among biblical scholars of the 19th century. And even today, scholars continue to puzzle over and debate the obvious parallels between the two. What is your thought on that? Kindly let me know in comment section. At number 3, Hezekiah's tunnel. The most dependable water source for the city of Jerusalem during the Israelite settlement was the Gihon Spring. However, its location outside the city walls was problematic. During an attack or siege, the inhabitants were cut off from their vital water source. In 1867, explorer Charles Warren discovered a vertical shaft cut through bedrock, allowing people of Jerusalem to reach the waters of the Gihon Spring from behind the city walls. This shaft was probably built originally by the Jebusites and may be how David's soldiers captured the city from them, according to 2 Samuel chapter 5, from verse 6 to 8. A new water system employing parts of the earlier one was built by Hezekiah near the end of the 8th century BC due to an Assyrian military threat. Hezekiah's tunnel sloped gently away from the Gihon Spring to allow water to flow from it to the pool of Siloam inside the city walls. Hezekiah's tunnel was cut by 2 teams digging towards each other from opposite ends. It was not chiseled in its straight line, but was serpentine due to frequent shifts in terrain. The 2 teams made adjustments as they drew near each other and heard the peaks of the other team. An inscription 20 feet or 6 meters from the Siloam pool has been discovered that describes the meeting of the 2 cutting teams. Number 4. A crucified man at Givat Hamiftah. We are well aware of Roman methods of crucifixion of the 1st century AD, not only from written records, but also from the remains of a crucified man discovered at Givat Hamiftah, a site just outside of Jerusalem. The cross consisted of 2 parts, the upright bar called the stipes of crucis, and the horizontal bar called the patibulum. The crucified man was placed with his back over the stipes crucis, and his hands were nailed to the patibulum. According to archaeologists, the nails may have been driven through the wrist because the palm could not have supported the man's width. He was affixed to the cross also by his feet, in a way different from what is commonly thought. The Roman executioner made a crude rectangular frame of wood in which the heels of the victim were pressed. Then an iron nail was driven through the right part of the frame and through the man's calcanea, the largest tarsal bones in the foot, and then through the left part of the frame. The free end of the nail was then bent by hammer blows. This find gives archaeologists further insight into Roman crucifixions. At number 5. Ugaritic test. A great majority of Canaanite texts comes from the site of Ugarit in modern-day Ras Shamra on the northern coast of Syria and along the Mediterranean Sea. Ugarit was a permanent Canaanite city-state of the 2nd millennium BC. Major excavations have taken place at the site since 1929. The most important find at Ugarit are hundreds of texts discovered in the palace and temple areas. More than 1,500 of those tablets have been copied. Ugarit reached its height in the 15th to the 13th centuries BC, the period in which written literature at the site flourished. The city met its final fate at the hands of the Mediterranean enemy, who destroyed the site around 1200 BC. The importance of the Ugaritic text is the material they provide concerning Canaanite religion. Their mythic text helps us understand the religious context of the Old Testament, including many parallels between Canaanite and Israelite religious practices. In addition, the languages of the Ugarit and the Hebrew are quite similar, and thus, Ugaritic provides insight into the development and grammar of Hebrew. So what is your thought on these discoveries? Kindly let me know in comment section. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, share with friends and family on social media. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more insightful videos like this. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next video. Peace.